God, don't take over your daughter's wedding day. Like, so rude.
Momzillas.
Okay, Mom, we love you, but you have to stay out of all the wedding details. We think the only thing that Mom should have a say in is the budget for sure. And I know that my friends here.
Well, the budget, and
elaborate.
to, just accompany your daughter and be happy for her in this process. And most of the time it's a one-time thing for them, and they need their moms there, want their moms there, and want them to say, I like this, or I don't like that, or what do you think, Mom? And the mom to throw out. But the worst thing, I think, is when the mom, you ask, do you like this? And they say, no, you should do this, this, and this, and this, and this.
Because I'm paying.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
I've had a bride who came to me specifically and said, you know what, this isn't my wedding anymore. And that broke my heart because, as a planner, I mean, I want it to be her day.
Right.
So, I think that I loved having my mom there. She was my sounding board. She was someone that I could talk to about my ideas. But at the same time, I think there comes a point where, it's her wedding. And if she wants, pink and green, and you hate those colors, I think that's time for you to say that.
Yeah, sometimes it's like they try to live through their daughters as
Right.
far as what they choose, and they're not listening anymore. They just kind of take over.
Well, and especially because a lot of them say, well, I'm paying for the wedding, so I should have some say. Well, there is a balance to that, because yes, those are your parents, and you should be respectful towards the fact that they are putting out a lot of money for your wedding.
Yeah.
So pick and choose, what you want to do.
Well, like your head count. I mean, obviously, if your parents are budgeting for 150 people, then, the bride should be a little bit mindful of the fact that 300 is a little over budget.
Or like your invitation. Like for me, for my wedding, flowers were a big thing. I wanted them. I knew that I wanted a whole lot of them. When it came to invitations, I picked this crazy invitation out. My dad took one look at it and said, no. And for me, I said, you know what, Dad, no problem. You pick the invitation out. That's perfectly fine with me.
Flowers were your thing.
But flowers were my thing, because really, in the whole scheme of things, your parents are throwing this party for you.
Yes.
And it is the last party they're going to throw for you.
Right.
And it's a lot of their friends and family that are attending, as well as your other side friends and family, and then your friends, which is a very small percentage.
However,
It's a huge day for them too.
it is. However,
But the
it's not
details
the parents'
don't matter.
taste.
Right.
It's the
Correct.
bride's
Right.
the details.
So the details is unimportant.
Well, it shows them as a couple, like
That's
what
right.
they like and what
Their
they're all about. Right.
personalities.
Right, but you also have to take into account that, if your parents are professionals and you have things like invitations going out to professional kind of people, and they're actually coming to your event, then you need to make sure that it's an appropriate event for these people that are coming.
So there's boundaries.
Absolutely.
Right.
But it's representing your family.
And your parents,
You know,
right?
and
so
so-
what your tastes are representing your family as well.
Okay, so you think you have a Momzilla. What do we do?
Ooh, that's a toughie. Okay.
That is a toughie.
It's a fine line.
It's a very fine line. Start
Especially if they're
with
paying.
maybe making sure you have a wedding planner that can be that buffer.
zone, yeah.
Because a lot of the times I'll have the mom call and say, Jenna, this is what I'm frustrated about. What should I do? And I'll give her an option.
Party.
Right, she's
being
a
the
third
party.
Right, and she's not going and frustrating the bride even more.
Right.
Instead, she's coming and voicing her concerns to me or us, and we're trying to help her with whatever she needs us to do. So I don't know. There's
That's
not
like
really
that's
a
a
real
start.
answer. There's a start,
Yeah.
but again, it's a fine
If you have
line.
that communication too with your mom, maybe if you have that kind of relationship where you can sit down and say, look, Mom, I really appreciate everything you've done for me. However,
And if you don't, go to your dad.
or hire somebody to take care
Because
of the problem.
dad can seriously, really, dad can also be a buffer for you.
Absolutely.
A lot of the times the dads are just signing their name, writing the check, don't really know what's going on.
Yeah.
And they can kind of help with some of that. That is their wife, so I mean, they can calm them down,
Yeah.
they can, ease them back, whatever you need.
Let them know, we've already had our wedding, let's let her. And I mean, I had a friend, it's actually going on right now. Her mom is just absolutely unbearable to deal with.
Yeah.
So, and I would say, I mean, I know you kind of touched on like, A, what do you do? And this is probably like, C, what do you do? So we'll have to find B. But C was, she actually took her mother to counseling. I mean, she took her mother and her fiance to counseling because it became so much stress on the couple itself that they could not even focus on what was the goal here. And that was because two people fell in love and they wanted to join their lives and be married. And you've got like the ultimate Momzilla here that is just wrecking everything. I mean, she's controlling the date, she's controlling who, she's controlling when, she's controlling where.
Right.
And if you don't do A, B, C, D, I'm not paying. I mean, it was awful.
That happens a lot.
You know, and honestly, it helped. It helped. I mean, it was like kind of a far-fetched thing.
That was to the extreme.
It is
right.
extreme. So,
I mean, I think
B?
picking your battles,
I don't know,
maybe,
B,
you know,
but-
as a bride, if
Picking
the
your
mom wants to
battles,
pick some of the food,
definitely.
let them pick some of the food, because that's not going to represent your style most of the time, unless you have a theme going on. It's not going to represent you as a couple.
But maybe
and
stand
your
up for
wedding.
what you really feel is important for
These
you.
are the things
pick your
that are very
passions,
important to
yeah.
me. Lay out the things
lay
that are
them
very
out.
important to me.
That's a great point.
Right,
Lay 'em out at the
or
beginning.
have a destination wedding.
Yeah.
Then you have a less amount of people.
Yeah.
You have, you know, you pretty much have control over where that destination is going to be. And then if your parents won't pay for it, then maybe it's a part of your honeymoon thing. You know, a lot of these destination weddings, you book your honeymoon with them and you also get some freebies.
Right.
So you can do your ceremony with them for a very low fee. You know, but that's
Yeah.
kind of like the middle ground of, okay, if you know your mom is really
Not gonna be easy to
you
work
know,
with.
maybe you should think
Yeah.
about a destination wedding or a very small, intimate wedding.
Right.
Because then it doesn't get so out of control.
I like what Jennifer said about laying it out in the beginning. Okay, Mom, this is what's really important to me. I really want to have flowers. You know, I'd love to get your opinion on this, this, and that.
but I think communication, which I mean, kind of goes back to what you were saying, just really, you know, good, solid communication. You know, look, I know that there's a budget. I know that you want the best for me, and I know that you have an opinion, and I value your opinion, but these are the most important things to me. So can we mix your desires and your budget and what I want the outcome to be together? You know, and I think communication, which is a great practice for getting married anyway. So, you know, you're just practicing for later on.
And let's face it, I mean, we all know our moms
Yeah.
before we start this, so we all know what kind of
What's gonna-
roadblocks we're going to run into. Again, it's just knowing that at the beginning
Yeah.
and saying, you know what, Mom, these are all the categories for my wedding. These are the 3 I don't really care about, so if you could take care of that for
have
me,
a
that would be
honey
awesome.
day. Yep,
you know,
absolutely.
and I'm going to do this. And
Right.
just also including them, running it by them, not just
Yeah.
saying,
Involving
these are my
them.
colors and that's it. You know, no, having some say with your parents,
Yeah.
you know, because they are paying for it. In the end, they are. And so again, it's that balance,
Yeah.
you know, between being respectful of your family and what they're doing for you and your new
their
husband
desires,
and what you guys want
Right.
in the end.
Laying it all out, communicating, and picking your battles.
Yeah, and if all else fails, go to Dad.
Gwendolyn Manor food is scrumptious. Like, totally, I just want to, like, eat it, like, 24/7. And totally, like, sit on my couch and pig out and eat from Chinese food boxes and, like, totally cry and watch a Lifetime movie. Like, I totally want to do that, like, right now.